let's see, how do I put this? I've set them up. I got this spot. I know where these turkeys roost every single year. Usually it's a mix of toms and hens, and I'll set up a decoy, just sometimes it's a jake, sometimes it's just a hen, sometimes it's a strutter with a hen, or whatever the case is. And they always, every year, start working my way until they see the decoy. And then the tom is obviously following the hen that's with there, but the hen sees that, and then she turns around and walks the opposite direction, or a huge flank to one side or the other. Why do you think that is?
Oh, it could be a number of different factors, from flock dynamics to just not being focused on other birds at that time. I mean, especially with male turkey decoys, they either work phenomenally well, where they're going to drag a bird in from across a field like that right in your face, or that turkey's going to turn and leave. It all depends on their mood and what their personality is as a bird. If it's the dominant tom in an area, and you are representing an intruder tom with that decoy, or a male intruder, it could be a jake, whatever, tom or jake, then the likelihood of him coming over there and trying to whip up on that decoy is pretty high. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of turkeys and you've got multiple toms around that are always jostling for position, it just depends on which one that you have in that field in front of you. If it's a subordinate bird that isn't in the mood to fight, well, then he's already got hens. He's got no reason to come over there. It just depends, though. I mean, you could have one do that one day, and then the next day go in there, and maybe there's a different tom in that tree with a different disposition about him, and he comes running in. Decoys are very feast or famine like that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question then. You get to pick one. You can't have both. You get to hunt an entire season without a decoy, or an entire season where you have to set a decoy up. Which one would you rather have?
No decoy.
No
100%.
decoy. Explain that answer to me.
I just it's kind of a preference thing with me. But I also feel like if you get proficient at killing turkeys without a decoy, that opens the options up for you for the amount of situations you can work. So when you force that bird to come and look for you, you can manipulate turkeys in a bunch of different ways, by using terrain, by using different various calling tactics, woodsmanship. There's just a bunch of different ways that you can kill them without a decoy. Whereas if you use the decoy, to what I was just talking about, you're going to put it in an area where they can potentially see it at some point, and then you're feast or famine. It's like, is he going to see it, and is he going to come in, or is he going to see it and is he going to turn and leave? The good thing about it most of the time, though, is if we have decoys out and a bird comes in, he's gobbling, he's coming to the call, and he comes over the ridge and sees that decoy and turns and leaves. A lot of times he continues to gobble. And if you let him just work off and then reset on him with no decoy and get in a position where your calling position is strategic, so that he has to come into gun range to see the source of that sound, then you can set up on those birds and potentially kill them again, either that same day or the next day that you're hunting them, or whenever. But yeah, I mean, that's a long-winded answer, but I would rather hunt anymore with no decoy. I like to go out there with a gun and a couple of calls.